But yeah, I'm gonna introduce myself and Wia as well. So my role is UI designer and creative design team, and also Wia as well. So yeah, okay. So, I think we can start. So today, I'm gonna present UX and UI mobile trends by Uya and Rizky as well. That's me. uh, and this is the table of contents that what we gonna be present. The UX mobile trends by myself. Gonna present personalization in UX, AI assistance, data visualization, augmented and virtual reality. And for UI mobile trends by VIA, we'll present glassmorphism and rounded curves, dark mode, and motion graphics. And also the last one is voice user interface. Yeah, I think we can start. So first, I'm going to present UX mobile trends, which is personalization for better UX, sorry. So yeah, personalization allows a product or a service to fit so seamlessly into a user's lifestyles or routine that the user interface is almost an invisible part of the process. Through personalization, the product becomes so frictionless, it doesn't even feel like work to the user. Personalization is understanding user needs, also interests, and creating to it without them having to ask for it. It learns and adapts to the user behaviors. So just like Netflix, Google, Amazon, and scores of the other websites, user use personalization to deliver rich experience to the users. From the image or picture in here, there are increasing conversion rates for personalization in the app. And also the second one can be increased visitor engagement for above 50%. It could be good enough to implement the personalization in our products. Personalization brings many benefits to a business, like increased user retention and loyal customer base, higher conversion rates, and more sales. Also can improve brand perception. So people like to eat more when app provides individual experience when interacting with them. It makes user feels more special and connected to the app. Think of it in this way. If an app has no single element of personalization, it maybe feel like it's not helping you much, even when it is, to give you a clear understanding. This one is an example for implement the personalization in app. There are Netflix, for example, this one, Netflix to attempts to personalize its platform there by recommending user movies and series similar to something they watch. Netflix also successfully does this using some complex algorithm which monitors user viewing history and user ratings. Also, Yummy app Yumly, sorry, one of the popular websites that help find recipes, especially catered to users' food preferences and limitations. When onboarding, it asks the user to set filters that best represent his or her food preference. It then uses these filters and user search patterns to recommend recipes that perfectly matches the expectation. Just like is this for type just for you, meaning I also I just pick up from the first time I open the app and I just like I like nasi goreng or fried rice, sorry, and spaghetti or burritos or something like that. Then in the app, it will be appear the food that I will they will recommend the food that I like. And for our product, which is Wallet Foods, we also put personalization on the homepage to make user feels owning the app. and giving them individual experience so they think they are special and seamlessly fit to the content from the homepage. For example, welcome back, John Doe. It will be a more engagement to the user that I feel like owning the app and they care about the users to put my name in the app. And next one is sophisticated voice-based AI assistants. We already have Apple Siri, Google Now, Amazon Alexa, and a dozen other assistants. Yet, most of them work more like voice-based shortcuts for common operation. There are three next gen of AI assistants we'll have. First, advanced personalization. The main goal of the personalized design is to make user feel that the content is created especially for them. Voice-based assistants will learn to understand who is interacting with them by analyzing voice and face. This is just like what I described it previously to adding a personalization, but with additional AI, it will be more engage the user. And the second one is touchless interaction. Voice-first interface will help designers to reduce the number of steps a user has to take to reach the desired results. Imagine if I want to purchase a product in the e-commerce app, I had to get through few steps. It will take a little bit more effort, right? But if we add an AI voice assistance, it wouldn't be an issue anymore because what I have to just say, I want to add a purchase. Just saying it. Let's say I want to buy a car or I want to buy a laptop. I'm just gonna saying it through the app, and then the app will be searching the products that I wanted, and then just through the checkout page. So I just paid with my credit card or e-wallet, and then I receive my code tracking, and I only tap one button in the first. Let's say something like that. So the third one is user mood analysis. The next generation of AI assistants will understand user intention and analyze user speech to understand the current mood. Just like, do you ever guys use Google AI assistants and try to ask about some jokes and sing a song together or others? Personally, I was use that feature when I get bored, when I on bad mood. Talking heart to heart with AI, even though you don't have heart, but I better sing along with him. So, for example, I want to Google, I want to hear some jokes, and they are providing some jokes that really a little bit fun. And also can ask something like, can I marry with you, Google? Can I date with you, Google? Are you single, or because I'm ready to mingle? Something like that. So it will help our moods through the app. That's actually can relieve as well to get a better persona in my thought. Another example is film Her that was portrayed by Joaquin Phoenix as the Theodore, as the main character. The main character is a lonely, depressed introvert. Then suddenly there are operating systems included with AI visual assistants that can understand his feelings, his mood, also can help him for increasing their moods in every day, every time. Even moreover, he had a crush with her virtual assistant and complete his lives. So that's meaning I just they can analyze our current mood in the future, whether on good or bad. And this is, for example, this is my last projects on my previous company. This app called Eat More. This still prototype, by the way. This app actually is such as like Grab food or online delivery food. The difference is you can order with voice assistance. Also, you can book a table in restaurants, but also you can remain still order manually. But Unfortunately, this app is potential, but at that time the pandemic has come. The company stopped the development, and yeah, it's really unfortunate. But this app has potential. And the next one is useful data visualization. So yeah, communicating information through visual representation is a great way to make data engaging and easy to understand. Also, data visualization can be useful in almost any type of mobile app, from e-commerce to healthcare. For example, data visualization can help us better understand how we spend our money. This is just the examples, or what device we use to browse the internet. Uh, Session is inside, not a picture, but still, if we designing a data without looking at the user perspective, will be a mess. Let's say the UI for the data is great, really good UI, but user very hard to understand absorbing the data. It could be a mess to the users. Data visualization is a lot more than a beautiful visuals. It's about thorough understanding of the target audience and their needs, and finding the best way to communicate valuable information to them. And next one is augmented reality and virtual reality. So yeah, augmented reality is gaining popularity as hardware and software become more accessible. For instance, wearables can give the user a great sense of feelings and control. As you may see on this data, AR has been increasing this year, especially in video games. And also, Apple has recently released AR Kit 4, the latest version of its open source augmented reality development tools. Also, Google competing AR core technology is also making great strides to keep up in the industries. But if you recognize as well, Facebook was released Sparks AR Studio a few years ago, and acquisition Oculus as well. This means AR VR will have a bright future, whether from video games, websites, mobile phones. Also, all aspects can be implemented with AR. Perhaps you may watch some movies such as Ready Player One or anime Sword Art Online. When game and technology become one, there's no real life. That's the bad thing. People get stuck, not to reality. This is for the example can be implemented to the mobile. At this app, Airbus app, we not only booking app, as you guys can see in here. We are not only booking and purchasing some tickets through the app. We also can see the seat number, and also the plane itself can be 3D, and also we can walk around into the plane. And this one is credit card. I don't know. This is not moving, but imagine that we using only one credit card without smartphone. We can show our balance, income, outcome, and the other features that we can do usually show on our bank app. This also can reduce our belongings on our sites. Like we don't have to take a lot of devices. So we just only one card, and I can see my balance. And another thing that can be done, and only in one devices. And the next one is virtual reality. So yeah, virtual reality is mainly associated with the gaming industry, such as bank-breaking Oculus Rift or cheap mobile alternatives. But in 2021, we could finally see that killer app that an inexpensive hardware to make VR more accessible. But yeah, the device itself is mainly a little bit expensive, but not because not all people can get the experience how VR works. Also, what can really virtual be implemented, whether on virtual reality education app, virtual reality marketing campaign, and also virtual reality gaming and many more. And this is, for example, let me close my screen and you can watch the videos. Hold up a second. Perhaps you cannot hear the sound because it's a video. So imagine we can do a meetings with an avatar, not only as usual to post video face to face. I also get bored with that. But if we can put it like this in our meetings, it will be more engagement, more fun to connect with the users. I also connect with the other audience. I can show my avatar, my face in here. This is the Oculus Rift avatar, the Oculus Rift from Facebook. It has been released a few years ago, and it also good enough to experience the VR and AR combining like this, and this is so great to get such as this experience. Another example is from educational like this. Hold up. I'm gonna fast forward it. And this is from the education. Imagine right now, people are working from home, or everyone is school from home. So if we can put an avatar in here, we can feel so feel so enough to myself in the home, but the surrounding is just like in the schools. Also, the teachers can teach the particular material or topics to the students, and also this one is also educational in the home or in the hospital. Even people get sick, they can still learn with AR and virtual reality. Also in medical, we can see we can learn in the anatomy from the humans, like liver, hearts, lungs, and others. Okay, let's get back to the slides. And yeah, that's for the UX Trend 2021. And for the next one is UI Mobile Trends, presented by Wia. You can straightforward, Wia.
Okay, thank you, Rizky. Hello, everyone. So, Rizky already shared to you guys about UX Mobile Design Trend 2021, right? That would be more about the functionality itself. So now I will share to you about the interface or UI Mobile Design Trend 2021. And there are some trends in here, as you can see. First is glassmorphism. And then second is dark mode, and third is motion graphic, specifically for micro interaction, and last is voice user interface or VUI. Next. Hello. Okay, so what is actually glassmorphism? Glassmorphism is actually a term that is to describe a UI that emphasizes a light or dark objects placed on top of colorful backgrounds. So, for example, you have the objects that have a transparent effect and then a blurred effect on top of the colorful background color. So yeah, that would be giving some glass effect. That would be looks really nice. Next. Okay, so for glassmorphism itself, right, there are some characteristics for that. First, transparency, of course, or frosted glass effect using background blur. And as you can see there, for the a mobile UI picture. On the left side, there are cards picture or cards graphic. It has blurry and transparent effect right on top of the colorful round or circle objects. So that's what a glassmorphism. And then second characters, it has a multi-layered approach with object floating space. And then third, having a vivid colors to highlight the blur transparency. And then last, a subtle light border on the translucent objects. As you can see also on the card objects again, it has really subtle light border or stroke. So there are some characteristics for glassmorphism. Next. Okay, so initially, right, for this UI design trend, this blurry effect or this transparent blurry effect first widely introduced in 2013 by Apple when they launched iOS 7. It was a pretty radical change, right, on having a glassy, transparent, blurry background and then on top of the content. As you can see there are three mock-up of iOS 7, and also as you can see there, right, for the light text on top of the blurry background, it doesn't really look nice, right, because we cannot read it really good. So there are some controversy, right, for the glassmorphism actually, specifically for accessibility. But then again, people seem to like it. People seem to like the aesthetically, but not really for the accessibility. That's for the controversy in a glassmorphism. Next. And then for the glassmorphism in 2021, it became hype again because as we can see, that macOS updated their latest OS, which is Big Sur, that having glassy and then blurry background or object, right? And then besides that, also this Big Sur also bring back the rounded corner. As you can see on the picture that I share in here, the dock on the top of it, it has a really rounded corner, not straight again. So it gives looks more nice, and then also the glass effect also make it really fancy, right? That's what makes glassmorphism hype again. It's because of Big Sur. Next. And then regarding the accessibility, right? Actually, we still can have glassmorphism on our UI mobile design. But there are a bad and good example. Like on the left side, the bad example, we already have the transparent object, right? That on top of the colorful background. But then again, for the content on top of the transparent object, we cannot put again the transparent object again, as we can see on the bad example on the left side. Instead of having that, we can have a good example one, like on the right side. We still can have the blurry background, but on top of it, we have to put a well-defined structure object. Like as you can see, the text is clear, the picture is clear, and then the add to cart button also well structured in here. So for that, the accessibility still be good, and users still can use it conveniently. Next. And then here, the example of real mobile app that using glassmorphism, which is Calm, that is a meditation and sleep stories. As you can see here, right, even if Calm app using a blurry background for the UI, but on top of the background, they put a well-structured or well-defined object, right? Like the CTA is clear, the text input is clear, and then the picture on top of it also clear. So we still can have a glassmorphism on our UI mobile design as long as the content on top of the background still well defined. Next. So the second trend, again, dark mode. Honestly, for this UI design trend, right, I want to talk too deep for this because I believe RD already shared to you more deeply about dark mode. But then again, dark mode still become a UI mobile design trend in 2021. Users still love the experience on having dark mode, and it happens because it gives the look more elegant, modern, and stylish. Next. And then there's actually pros for having dark mode, right? So first, it stays optimally legible even in dark environment, specifically in dark environment. As you can see there, right, for Netflix. Why Netflix actually using dark mode on their UI mobile device? One of the reason is mostly of their user, right, watching Netflix on nighttime, right? And also at nighttime, you turn off your light and turn on your phone, right? And it gives the experience, it gives more good experience to the user because the graphic or the film will be more pop up on top of the dark mode, and that's why. And then a second point is it reduces screen fatigue. It also correct, right? For example, like when you looking at your laptop or on your mobile, but having too light contrast or the brightness is too high, right? It gives your eyes quick fatigue, or it could hurt your eyes, right? So by having dark mode, it will reduce screen fatigue. And then third, dark mode saves your save your device battery. Basically, right, when you're having too bright on your phone, or you set the brightness screen on your phone too high, right, it consumes too many or too much battery or energy on your phone. So by having dark mode, it actually could saves your device battery. And then fourth, a medical condition like photophobia, or the user that doesn't really like lights, are triggered to much lesser extent with dark mode course, right? For them, that would be more convenient for photophobia user that having dark mode on their device. Next. Okay, when it comes to when there's a pros also, sometimes it alongs with cons, right? So dark mode basically also have some cons. And first, dark themes are not always better for eye strain. Like for example, in bright condition. Like for example, if you're having a dark mode, but your room or your environment is way too light, that would be gives eye fatigue, right? Because the text would be washed out. The text on the dark mode on your phone would be washed out by the light on your environment. So that's the cons for number one. And then second, a long piece of content or text are more challenging to read in dark mode. Like for example, if you're having app or a mobile app that having so many form to be filled, or so many text input, so many data, so many chart and graphic on top of the dark mode, that would be that would be more challenging basically for you, because on the dark mode, it doesn't gives more focus, right? Like for example, again, for those screen that really needed to be filled, it really needed high concentration, concentrate for us, right, to fill the data, to understand the data. So better to pass dark mode for a mobile or app that needed high concentration that needed to be to have your task done. Next. And then again, there are some, of course, outside there are so many apps, right, that uses dark mode, right? But here, this is our app, which is Wallet Code Mobile. We also implement a dark mode in our UI, in our mobile UI design. Next. Okay. Third trend is motion graphics, specifically for micro interaction. Basically, it is more difficult nowadays to surprise someone with huge animation, right? Even sometimes a way too huge animation on your UI mobile that could be really distract you, right, on finishing your task. So from now on, it's more advisable to use small animated elements for user encouragement or for encouraging our users. Okay, next. Okay, so we can implement micro interaction in so many cases, right, on our mobile app. For example, first, color change for different states of the app. Like for example, on the right side, right, when I signing in Google Mail. Okay, when the text input has the gray stroke, which is we haven't touched it, or we call it enable state, and then it transition to focus state. Yeah, like this, like having the blue stroke, right? So when it changed from enable to focus state, the transition would have a small animation, right? And that's we call a micro interaction. Next. And then another example, right, of course, for loading visualization. For this, so many apps already implement for loading state, right? We implement the micro interaction to giving more to please users, so they won't feel bored when their app is loading. So basically that. Next. So again, another option is animation of transition between page. Like for example, in here, from home screen, and then user want to pick lunch or breakfast or snack. From home screen to another screen, the transition between first page to the next page, we also can implement micro interaction. And specifically for this, right, for this type of micro interaction, that would be more in iOS or in iPhone rather than in Android. So yeah, next. And then also in here, the last micro interaction. Basically, pages, like for in here, right? Pages reaction to pressing buttons, like as you can see here. When we tap the play button become paused, there are a transition, right? So we can also implement the micro interaction in there. Or in the navigation bar on the top example, when we want to transition from home screen to chat, that there are some transition, right? So yeah, that would be also a good implementation micro interaction. Next. Okay, so for the last trends is voice user interface, that also it's already been shared by Rizky, right? But then again, UX and UI are two things that always related each other. So when the UX trends also have AI or artificial intelligence, and one of the AI is voice user or voice commands, also the UI will be following the voice user interface. Next. Okay, in here there are some facts regarding VUI or voice user interface. Like first, voice user interface is one of the biggest trends that will dominate in 2021 because of course, right, specifically nowadays in pandemic COVID-19 thing, we constrain our physical interaction. So by having voice user interface on our app, that would be really helpful, specifically in this pandemic thing. And then second fact, 41% of US adults already use voice commands on a daily basis, which can exceed 5%, 50% in 2020, and specifically in 2021 also can be exceed more than 15%. Okay, in the US, even if before pandemic, right, most of adult user already have using voice user or voice command on their app or to finishing their daily basis or their daily task. Because why? Because by having this feature, right, on your mobile phone or on your device, basically we will input less graphical asset, right? Or the screen would be less, so the user doesn't have to tap here, tap there, and yeah, it just make their task less complex, right? By having the voice command, they don't have to tap here, tap that screen, tap that CTA. They just to speak what they need, and that's it. The task is done. And then another fact, 30% of Google searches are projected to be completed without screen by 2020. Can you imagine that? In the future, or even if in this year, some of devices or some of app that would be completed without screen. We just need a voice user interface or voice command, and that would be it. Like for example, that already been shared by Rizky, right? Like from her film, that basically we can just have anything by from this feature, from voice user or voice command. That would be really helpful. And then lastly, this would be very helpful for some disabilities user. And next. Okay, as I mentioned previously, right, that would be very helpful for some disabilities, which are cognitive impairment. Cognitive impairment is some kind of user that has dyslexia, or user that cannot really read or acknowledge symbol or text. By having this feature, that would be really helpful for them. And then again, second disabilities is physical disabilities. Sorry, for example, for some user that doesn't have perfect hands, this would be very helpful for them. And then third point is blind and low vision. Again, a user doesn't have to look to another screen, to look to another button or component. They just pick and that's it. But then again, since this is voice, right? This is basic feature is voice. Sadly, for some user that has disabilities like deaf or hearing disabilities, this feature of course won't be really help them. Yeah, for now, some of disabilities that would be covered by voice user interface is these three. Next. Okay, and then here are some example for app or real app that using voice user interface or voice command, which is Waze on map apps, avoid traffic police and hazard. Basically, rather than this, Siri or in Mac or in iPhone already have this too, right? And then Google also already have it. But then for this content, for example, is Waze. Waze already have the voice command feature. Next. Okay, so the conclusion is, right, it doesn't matter how many features an app has, how talented are the developers of the app, and what a well-known designer work on the design. The point is how fast and easy our apps to achieve user purposes and how clear it is shown that the app can meet the needs of users. The best products don't focus on feature, they focus on clarity, because basically, right, our goal to having an app is to fulfill users' need, right? So again, it doesn't matter if, for example, me as a designer or Rizky as a developer, we're really great on our job. But then again, the app that we developed doesn't really fulfill our users' needs. So, well, then that's no point on it. Yeah. Okay, so me and Rizky already shared to you guys, right, about UX design trend in 2020 and then UI design trend specifically for mobile, right? Maybe you can share your thought to us, right? What is your favorite mobile apps? And also the reason why you like. We can try AJ. Are you here, AJ?
Yes, of course.
Hey, can you share to me, like, what is your favorite mobile app and why do you love it?
My favorite mobile app. I always say WhatsApp lah. The reason why is it's very straight to the point, not too much of things happening like any other apps when it comes to UI and U. Well, RD likes Tinder. Okay. When it comes to UI and UX, I feel like WhatsApp is one of my favorite apps. Straight to the point, no confusion.
Okay, thank you, AJ. Anyone else want to share your favorite mobile app?
So don't be shy to
Yeah.
reveal your thoughts.
RD, why you like Tinder app?
It's
Tinder.
a very, very well designed user experience.
Oh, you use Tinder a lot?
No, actually used to.
Okay.
Signal. Anybody using Signal?
Signal. Currently, yeah, I haven't used Signal because my needs already been fulfilled with Telegram.
Oh, okay. And
Yeah.
Signal is what WhatsApp is doing, but better.
Yeah, I haven't used Signal.
Let's ask non-designers here and non-developer. Yeah.
Oh, sure. Okay,
What do you
let's
guys from our favorite mobile apps so far?
please share to us. Don't be shy.
Yep, don't be shy. So personally, I really like Gojek app from Indonesia because the illustration and also the color, also the transition, it's good enough and it is cool enough to me to feel like I feel so experienced to using that app then and I can be little bit longer for wasting my time with that app. Also, the other example is ticket.com or Traveloka. It's also good enough from the UI or the UX, and I can also play some games inside it, like the tickets or to obtain points to reach my get some points and redeem it to the voucher or something else. That's so far from my favorite apps, mobile apps. So what do you guys like?
From finance, Kak Zurelian, please. Kalin, are you here? No. I'm quite curious from other department,
Yeah.
Yep.
From marketing, do we have someone from marketing here?
I think.
Are you guys muted the meeting or what?
Hi, I'm from marketing.
Yay.
Hello.
Okay, so what's your favorite app, Sarah?
Hi. I honestly love Telegram because
too, right?
you can edit your messages and the stickers are so cute. Like they're animated and you can download so many like different ones. Like I can just Google like Hunter x Hunter Telegram stickers and download it straight to my app on my laptop.
Yeah, agree. I also agree with Sarah, right? I also really love Telegram, specifically for their feature instant view, right?
Yes.
That feature. So when I tap a link, right? It's just basically an instant view. I don't have to go to another browser. That would be really helpful.
Like even YouTube, right? Like you just press on the icon and it just starts playing. You don't have to open another YouTube app and then the whole app has to load.
Yeah, that is really awesome what Telegram has.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Also can open Figma link in there.
Yeah. Thank you,
So,
Sarah.
anyone else want
From
to share?
Indo, Ignas.
Yep.
Ignas, yeah. So what's your favorite mobile apps?
My favorite mobile apps, Instagram. Because I love photography and videography, so yeah, Instagram is very easy to be used. I can just tap one button and then just share the photos and videos and with the story as well. Yeah, my favorite is Instagram.
Oh, all right.
Oh, good. From legal, Cami. Cami, are you here? Still listening? No.
Or Haino or Labihi, do you want to ask something? Mostly Labihi ask something, yeah?
Oh yeah, Labihi.
Labihi, come on, ask something. Do you want to share your thoughts? Is Labihi here?
Yeah, is Labi even here? No,
Yasin,
it's not.
Yasin is quite
Okay.
active now.
That's it. Okay. Or Haino, do you want to share your thoughts? Because you are beloved developer.
Hi guys, great presentation.
Thank you. Thank you, Dad.
Yeah, regarding apps, right? I think a couple of ones mentioned in the chat, like Grab, Telegram, Spotify. I really like those UIs. I'm not sure if you guys have checked out the PlayStation Companion app. It's a little bit more gamey, but I feel like the most recent update that they did is quite cool. So yeah, that's something you guys could check out as well.
Ooh, sure thing.
Yeah. Okay.
We have question
but-
from Hainum and Yasin.
Oh.
Oh, what kind of question? Okay, but I will share blah, blah, blah. My opinion. From Yasin. My opinion is on Telegram is that they need to recheck the policy they have because in Morocco.
Not that one. The
Not that
question
one?
from Yasin is that why iPhone users have the best app experience, but Android apps, some of them are still in beta version.
That's interesting question. I'm not an iPhone user because I never had out of it. But for me, why iPhone is better than the Android because iPhone or Apple they have own values. Also, if we want to put our app on the app stores, we have to check to the Apple teams. It takes a month or more. That's what makes Apple apps exclusive, not just like an Android. When I just pay $5 on the Google Play and I just can upload it my app to the Google Play. It's not exclusive anyway because the apps itself it's also strict to the selection and filtering by the Apple teams. That's why I think Apple apps it's better from the Android because it's the terms and condition from the Apple itself is also strict as well, and I think better rather than the Android to using from the all of the users, and also the device itself is also a little bit expensive like. That's why Apple is a little bit more above than Androids, because the Android device I can work from $50. I can have an Android mobile smartphones, but for Apple you have to $100, $1,000. That's why Apple is it's better than the Android, because at the first launch from the CEO itself, how what's his name? I forgot. Yeah, Apple is exclusive apps and exclusive device that not everyone can buy, but everyone can having the device through the apps. So I think yeah, that's it. Why Apple is different from the Android.
Yeah, I also want to add on, right? Besides Apple have specific branding, which is more exclusive branding image, if I'm not mistaken. Also, their devices have more gesture effect, like they have swipe, right? Yeah, more gesture effect, and then more micro interactions effect compared to Android, and it also can give a more exclusive experience to user when they using iPhone. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Yasin, do you wanna add something on your questions?
Yes, I want to thank you for the presentation. It's so amazing. And I just want to add something regarding to Apple and versus the Android phones. So basically, as my experience, I had the chance to experience both of the smartphones. And I think like the end user by the end is like having a good experience regarding to Apple, because first of all, it's all because of the hardware, because the hardware on an iPhone is not the same as on the smartphone Android. So I think that Apple is going like on business, like they have good choices on the CPU, the hardware in general. And also regarding to apps, I think it's a business. Like if you have the best hardware, they're gonna set you up like a good performance on apps. So basically, as my experience for Instagram, for example, I think taking a picture with an iPhone is not the same as taking a picture with an Android and sharing it. So, yeah, so I think that's the difference actually.
So from your experience, it would be more to the hardware, right?
Yes, I think, yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Another question is from Hainu. When designing, how do you select your theme and use a trending concept like glassmorphism? What is your thought process like?
Hello?
Hello?
Sorry, I didn't hear your answer. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So from Hainum, how do you select your theme and use trending concepts such as glassmorphism or skeuomorphism? What is your thought process like? So yeah, meaning just like we say before, designing is not only following the trends. We just following from the user needs. If user does necessarily glassmorphism adding to our design, if it's not, then we want to add something like this, something like that. So basically, we have to do our own research first before we moving forward to the UI, and then after that we can discuss with our team what should we put the UI on our app. So let for example the wallet codes. At the first time, wallet codes is not dark mode.
Yeah.
Remember, yeah. But apparently at that time we saw other competitors such as how is it? How is it? I forgot. Razer app, and then the other gaming app that having dark mode. So we want to get same experience to our app to adding a dark mode, because it's not only a trend. As personally, I do like the dark mode because they can reduce my battery phone and also my eyes is not a little bit feel like drowsy or feel like too tired to watch my screen. So that's why we put a dark mode on our products such as wallet codes. So basically, back again, we have to do research first before we put anything conceptual or in trends in like 2021 or 2020 last year to adding a skeuomorphism. We have to look at our users again. Should we put it, and should they need or not? If it's not, we just come up with a different UI and UX. I think that's from my thought. Ria, you want to add something?
Okay, so for example, right, for Wallet Code's mobile UI design, we don't put trend first. Like, oh, a glassmorphism is become trend, and then let's use it. Again, as what Rizky mentioned, that would be really depends on users' need. Like another example, right? Why we put dark mode on Wallet Code's website, Wallet Code's mobile. It's because our users are gamers. Of course, they are gamers who want to buy a voucher game. And some of mostly users that are gamers are more related to dark mode view. So to give a more related experience to them, then we decided to put a dark mode to our UI design for wallet codes. Yep, that's for me.
Yep. Is that answer your question, I know? Or in the future we can add a voice assistant on Wallet Codes mobile.
Okay,
I know.
Sure. Just send me the email.
Wow.
Okay. Is there anything else? Want to ask? We have still more time. A little bit more.
Yasin.
More.
Yes, Yasin, you would like to add something?
Oh, there's a question from Anastasia. Let me read it. There always be a new updates regarding UI UX, right? New trends keep coming up. How often do you guys think we should update our apps regarding the new trends, and how to know which trends that we should follow or not? What do you think, Ria?
Okay, for that, actually, the answer would be quite similar from Hainam's question, right? Because again, trend would be come and goes, and it doesn't always would be fit with our users' need, right? Should we update the UI, right? Following the trend, it depends. That would be really depends on the app. Like for example, Instagram. Previously, Instagram doesn't have dark mode, right? But then when dark mode become really hype and turns out it gives more good experience, right? Like it reduces screen fatigue and then it saves battery from your device, then we can update it. So it's basically we have to understand our users first. Maybe we have to do research first. Do our user really prefer on having those design trend on their app? So if they prefer that, then we can implement the trend on our mobile UI design. Basically that.
Yeah, that's true. We have to following user at least at the first time we kickstart from the project. We have to knowing our users and our problem first, not following the trends. The trends is happen there and virtual reality or AR. Does our user need that? If it's not what we should develop like that, such as like that, it's just wasting our time, right? We better to keep up with our MVP or our features that fit to the our users, rather than following the trends, you know. So we have to keep up with that. Otherwise, the user will be, get bored. What is this? What the heck is this? Or keep questioning on their mind. Why Wallet Codes implementing glassmorphism? Because the dark mode with glassmorphism, what the heck is that? Perhaps our user will keep bumbling about that. So we have to knowing our user first and analyze and have our research first before we develop or we designing something. But yeah, the main point is research before we straightforward to the other steps. Yep, that's right, AJ. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, like right. So basically, the prioritize it's not the trend first, but the users first. The design trend is good as a reference, right? Because again, we still have to keep update, right? But then again, it's not the first priority when we implement into the app. But then we have to prioritize first our user, and then later on we can see design trend as a reference. Yes.
Yep. Trends might be keep updates, but still we have to look at our user first before we following the trends. Not that the trends is happening and we have to following. What the heck is that? It's just like we don't have personality for our products and consistently for our products. We just keep following the trends. Yeah, first, at least we have to know our user and do some research before we following the trends. Okay, is there anything else want to share your thoughts, or we just keep this sharing session done because it's already 1 hour.
Yeah, it's already
Uh-huh. So yeah, I think if there's nobody else want to share your thoughts, we can end up this sharing session. And don't forget, on Wednesday will be another sharing session presented by Feb from Elfo. The topics is about UX Scrum. So yeah, we can't wait for that because for myself, UX Scrum is also new for me. I haven't read the article or hear about that. So yeah, cannot wait to hear the presentation from Feb.